For those of you that don't know me, my name is Evelio Mattos. I'm a packaging designer and an unboxing fanatic. I'm going to tear this box apart. I'm going to go through every single item step by step and show you what they did well, maybe some areas that they can push the boundaries a little bit more. All right, so if you've heard of Monday Hair Care, meet its younger, hipper sister, Being. This hair care brand pushes the envelope in areas that Monday didn't. But together, they're redefining packaging completely. The brand itself is Being Hair Care. These guys sent me this kit because they are, one, amazing, and two, really, when you're in packaging, there's not too many influencers that kind of dig into packaging. So if you got something cool, send it over. We'll take a look at it. Now, this pack itself is massive. It's a whopping 22 inches in width. All right, so first thing, the outside of the box is silver Mylar. There's nothing happening on the outside other than this beautiful DBoss logo that's super massive. And then it says for all hair types in white. This is Mylar, so this is probably printed like a UV ink, not a silkscreen UV, but an offset UV that quickly dries. Things tend to dry a little bit slower on Mylar. The DBoss, pretty deep, pretty massive. So this has been wrapped and then debossed afterwards so that you can get the deboss actually happening, the impression and the compression happening on the board and the Mylar, not just the paper, and then wrapping it on there. Then when we open this thing up, you've got these magnets. So magnetic closure. It sounds great and it feels secure. It adds a little bit of that I'm paying for something amazing right now. Even though I didn't pay for this, when I open it, it does still feel pretty damn amazing. There's 3 magnets, 1, 2, 3, because of the width. If there was 2, this would pop open a little bit too loose. And then it just feels like not as substantial as you'd like it to be. All right, so as soon as you open this box up, you can see there's a blue panel on the inside here. I'm going to move this over here so we can see inside. There's this translucent blue cover that's happening. It says nourish, shine. You've got a testimonial on here. My hair was soft and glowing. It doesn't tell you who it's from. It doesn't matter. This is just a quick read before you kind of get into the pack. You've got websites, URL, beinghaircare.com. You've got @beinghaircare, so you know for all the socials where to find it. On the interior of the lid, we have Being is a line of moisture-rich shampoo. Kind of gives you a little bit of the story, what it was born for finesse and de-stress what you have rather than trying to make it something that it's not. So again, it's like the storytelling that's happening in this pack is all about what the brand is about and how it connects to you, the person. Even here, it says for being you. Again, going back to me, the person, not what kind of hair type I have, not who I am. It's just, this is for you, whoever you are, which is really cool because a lot of brands out there, when you see the commercials, it's always the same ladies brushing their hair, shampooing, right? Or the same guy. This is for you. No matter what shape, size, hair type you have, doesn't matter. This is for everybody. For all hair types, says it one more time. No sulfates, no silicones, no parabens, no phthalates. I don't even know what phthalate is. So it kind of covers all of the story in pretty short chunks, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, everything. And it's got to be fast because if I've gotten this, I want to get to the shampoo. I don't want to be bothered with a lot of stuff. So it's really quick reads. And that's something that's important. So when you're doing influencer packaging, when you're doing any kind of packaging, you want people to get a sense of who you are and why it connects to them and let them get to the product. I've seen a lot of packaging that has a ton of story, way too much information. That's when people just skim over it, get to the product. They miss everything that's there. And it doesn't help to build that connection with the consumer. So let's open this thing up. All right, so this thing opens. The whole thing comes out. Let's see. It's translucent. The blue, the green, it aligns with the color here. I got to tell you, this stuff smells amazing. It's probably the best smelling shampoo I've ever smelled. It smells so good. I don't even know what flavor this stuff is. I kind of wish this wouldn't have come out and that it was maybe glued back here against the inside, because when I take this out, now I've got this massive 22-inch piece of packaging that serves no purpose anymore, right? So now I've got like an extra piece and I'll set it over here. And now the amount of packaging starts to grow. And that's one area I think a lot of brands need to consider is you can spend a little bit, glue it in here. I can lift it. I can access the product, close it. I still have the same amount of packaging I had before. Now it just gives me the visual that there's extra pieces. Let's say it was glued in and I opened it and it opened up like this. Then I'd be able to see the product inside. This stuff's pretty tough, so it does come back down. I'd have to kind of wrestle with it. So I get why it comes out. There's got to be a better way. Now to the actual packaging, right? This is all intro story stuff, but this is the product inside. This stuff is the juice. This is why you buy Being, not for all of the excess. Now we've got 4 products. We've got shampoo, conditioner, a leave-in shine, and a mega shine mask. So pulling this out of the insert, you've got these little die cuts here, allow you to grab it. All right, so Being, this is the mega shine mask. This is a custom design pack. You've got Being, which is debossed. It's molded in here, right? You're getting a little bit of matte and gloss happening. The front of this thing, I can open it with one hand, right? So really well designed lid. That lip is pretty cool. It's not something you see very often. This blue and green that's happening here, this stuff stands out on shelf from a distance, and it doesn't look like anything else on there, right? If you think about all the shampoos on there, you're getting a lot of whites, a lot of ivories, some light blues, like hospital blues. This is a pretty cool color. Then everything is silk screened on here. You can feel it. It's cool. You got your barcode. You got your leaping bunny. Good stuff. For all hair types, hydrating hair mask. On the inside, you've got your number 5 plastic PP. This here is quick. Let's see how it pulls. Oh, it pulls up super nice. Ah, that smells so good. I don't even know what that smell is. Does it tell you on the outside? No. But it smells delicious. Cool, man. So this pack is really cool. Oh, this is a cool pack. I like this. All right, this can sit in my shower for however long. Right, if we go to take out the next product, this Major Shine leave-in comes out pretty easily. These edges are finished, which I'm not seeing like the raw board happening here. You're not seeing these little triangles cut out or anything like that. So this is pretty solid. That's really nice construction on this influencer kit. So for the Major Shine leave-in, we don't have Being at the top on the lid like we did on the other one. We've got the blue and the green, the silk screen green happening on here. That's really nice. On the bottom, we do have Being molded in, which is cool. Okay. So there's a nice little spray. You got this little ledge happening on the edge here. Again, all custom. I wasn't sure how to open it, if I had to twist it or pop it open. Now I do. Super cool. We got a little arrow on the top on that little sprayer. That's pretty straightforward, but nice. This won't sit in my shower. This would sit in your vanity or somewhere else where you get ready. This is what I was super excited to get into. These guys won a Packaging Unboxed award right off the bat as soon as I saw them for a couple of reasons. Oh, this is cool, right? So you got like your little angle. There's a lip underneath here, which helps capture that. Pretty solid. We'll tear into this box here in a minute and see how it's actually made. Is it recyclable? No, it's not. But for some brands, when you're just getting started and you're going into big box stores like this, it is about creating as much noise as possible before you can actually focus on sustainability. You got to have a sustainable business before you can get into some of these other details that allow you to be sustainable. Now, we're just going to look at the shampoo. These guys won a Packaging Unboxed award for these products. The other ones were cool, but these are amazing. And this is what's so cool about these things. The shape is new. It's a tube. We've seen tubes from when you were a kid, whether it was like lotion, toothpaste, it all comes in a tube. These proportions are insane. It's narrow, stands up, allows it to make it fatter, and it's short. These things are super cute. It's almost like those mini packs that are selling like crazy that, you know, that all the beauty brands are doing. This looks like that, just a bigger version, but it's like chubby. It's like squishy. And you can see it from the pictures. You can see it through the screen, how chubby and squishy this thing is, the shape. It's a cute shape, but it's massive. So pretty cool. Then on the front of these, they have this molded communication. One is like 2 lines, like an equal sign. And then one is like 10 little dots. It's for all hair types. So I don't know what those 2 communicate other than one is shampoo and one is conditioner. And then on the end of these, you've got being as well. On the back, you've got for all hair types. It doesn't tell you what those icons are for. Maybe I'm not smart enough to figure out what these icons are for. You've got this 4A, 4C with 3 lines, but then these are 2 lines. So maybe that has something to do with it. Straight hair, curly hair. Maybe. I don't know. I barely have hair, so it doesn't really matter to me. I just love the way this stuff smells. These 2 are the hero. These things are insane. Nobody's done packaging like this before. The team at Being is also the team from Monday Hair Care. And the team at Monday Hair Care were the ones that came out with that round cornered pink DBoss logo Monday pack that hit stores, hit shelves at Target and just blew up. So they know a thing or two about packaging because together between Being and Monday, they are redefining what hair care packaging looks like, what it means, how you hold it, how you use it. And these brands are blowing up. So definitely check out Being Hair Care at beinghaircare.com. If I bring all of these together, this family of pack looks amazing. Blue, consistent across all. Green, consistent across all. Hero products in this new custom packaging. Also custom packaging. You're having a similar shape, a lot of round ovals, kind of matches across the board. But then you get to break that shape. You get to break that shape in a couple different areas. Definitely cool packaging. Check them out. Now let's get into the box. Now I want to see how that box is made. You might not care, but check it out because this is how you spend money when it comes to packaging. All the different layers, all the structures, all the internal components that you don't see is what costs money because it takes labor and materials to do so. So let's see how they did it.
Have you ever wondered, how do I reduce my carbon footprint? Should I focus on recycled content or reducing weight first? Which design strategies are the most effective for my products? Triac offers multiple solutions for lifecycle assessment, goals management, reporting, EPR fees, and more. Visit triac.com to connect with our team and register for a free 10-day trial of Eco Impact Compass to get started today.
All right, so you got a 2mm board. You've got Mylar. Mylar is not cheap. I'll tell you that right off the bat. If you're wrapping a box in paper and you're comparing it to Mylar, Mylar is going to increase your costs quite a bit, especially with this amount of Mylar. Then you're printing it, right? They have a white print on it. Again, I said this is like a offset, maybe like an offset UV, just because there's a curing station for that. Then you've got this insert. Cool. It's not glued in, so I don't have to rip it apart. Or maybe it was glued in. You can see a little thing here. But the underside of this insert, right? This is where it takes time. Oh, look at that. It's not even, I was going to say it's not even sealed. Right, so you've got these structures. These are pretty straightforward. These are just cross-cut panels of board. So you have a piece of board. It's cut like this. This is called a cross cut because it kind of looks like a cross. They just put the blade of the die partway through the board so that when you fold it, you can see this little ledge. It's super fast. Machine can do that. This tape on the corners is applied by a machine. This glue is probably applied by hand. You can see like the little excess glue here. So it was probably somebody squeezing, sticking, moving on to the next one. Same thing, different shape, same concept, still a cross cut, right? Just a different shape. Cut. You get this nice little angle, the little ramp. It's the inverse of the other ramp that holds that product. So the insert itself is just a folding board that's got the Mylar laminated to it. Right, so of everything here, this is recyclable. The stuff with the Mylar is not, unfortunately, because it's wrapped in plastic. Mylar is plastic. It's not aluminum. But pretty straightforward. Pretty cool box. On the inside, you're seeing these die cuts, right? You can see, I can put my finger in here. These little cuts that are happening in here. That's the board gets like a V groove cut out of it, and it gives you a really sharp edge on the outside. The fact that they did this on the inside, but the construction of this box has a cover board, so I don't get to see the sharp edges of this box because it's actually glued to this board, is an extra cost. Doing that V groove versus just cutting down like they did on these is an added cost, right? Because now it's a little bit slower. You've got to groove them. They still fold up by machine, but it's a slower process versus just cutting, folding, moving. So things like that. It's like, why are you doing it this way? Is one of the questions that I would always ask a manufacturer. When you get a sample, just ask to be curious, why these decisions, why this choice? They'll explain it to you. Maybe there's a reason. Maybe they've got a machine that only does this. And it's a fast way to do it. Amazing. Maybe they didn't think about it, right? Maybe they were going to start with a really sharp cornered box that changed this construction. This kind of kept rolling. I don't know. But always ask your manufacturers, like, just for your own sake, because the more you know, the better you're going to be the longer you do this in terms of packaging. Or if you're a brand out there and you're looking to save money, asking why is always welcome from a good manufacturer. They're always going to help you and explain to you. And maybe it might remind them that maybe they didn't think of one thing, or maybe they're doing something that they could be doing a little differently and offer you some kind of cost savings. So those are things that you always want to ask. And for influencer kits, there's a balance between how much product and how much packaging. Those are two things that you have to kind of decide on from a brand perspective, because you do want that big, massive presentation. These guys are pretty small, right, in terms of dimensions. So we could have probably made that box a little bit narrower. It wouldn't have felt as monolithic. It wouldn't have felt as massive and impressive, but you can shave some of those things down, cut some dimensions here and there, maybe tighten up how these guys fit a little bit to reduce your overall footprint. You do need some kind of space between these guys in order to protect them from, any kind of damage that's happening in the box, because you don't want this to show up and these things are overlapping because the box broke. There's a lot of things you kind of have to decide and design and engineer around. But if you've got any questions, do me a favor, drop them in the comments. If you've got more questions on how to do packaging for luxury brands or how to design boxes, I've got a video you can check out after this one. It's where I break down Bulgari's packaging. You can check it out here just to see how Bulgari does their packaging and maybe better ways to consider your own packaging. In the meantime, do me a favor, drop a comment, subscribe, and let me know what you think.